Hi, my name is Dean Sickler with Golden Paintworks. In this video, I'm going to work with and demonstrate some of the many ways to work with our glass bead gels, both regular size and XL extra large. I'll show you how to apply a striae, a shimmering cascade, putting the glass beads through a stencil, and additives that work with the glass beads to modify the properties and looks. Our regular glass bead gel is small, irregular sized glass beads, and the Glass Bead XL uses large, even-sized glass beads. The small beads make for a sparkling cascade, and the large beads reflect light evenly when applied as a full coat. Both dry crystal clear when applied as a single layer, so whatever color or pattern is underneath becomes integral to the look. It's not recommended to color the glass bead gels itself, but if you need to, try to use a transparent pigment or color the beads with a metallic or mica powder. You can also enhance the look with silver glass shards or some kind of glitter. A word of caution, the glass bead gel that suspends the glass beads has a tendency to pull up any water stains or tannin bleed that can be on a surface. So if there's a chance of that, use an appropriate stain-blocking primer, usually solvent-based. We also have a glass bead undercoat, which is an acrylic texture that can be painted to any color or pattern you'd like to see under the glass beads. It has a type of aggregate in it, which allows the glass beads to nestle in together for an even coat. Besides a full, even coat, these gels can be applied in many creative directions, so let me show you a few. I'm ready to start applying the glass bead gel in a striae finish. The tools I'll be using to do this is I'll be applying the glass bead gel with a 4-inch chip brush. The larger the brush, the quicker you'll be able to work. The tools I'll be using to actually create the striae is called a Corduroy Tool. These are available online. This was approximately 5 by 5. This is approximately 5 by 8.5. Now, one of the problems with creating a striae is your arm always wants to describe an arc as you're pulling it down. So I put together a guide stick. Here, this is a 1 by 2 stick. I put a bridge at the top and the bottom. That'll hold the stick off the surface so it doesn't mess up the gel. And I put a handle on it. Now, before I'm going to start here, I thinned down my glass bead gel approximately 15% with water. That will help apply, and it'll allow the brush to grab onto the glass bead gel a little bit easier. Okay? So I'm right-handed mainly, so I'll start on the right-hand side. That way I can use my right hand and my left hand to guide the stick. If you're left-handed, start on the opposite side. Okay. You only want to apply the glass bead gel about as wide as you can work on from ceiling to floor at one time. Generally, it's about at most 12 inches wide. I want to apply this about as evenly as I can to begin with. Oh, that's just about impossible to do. I'm going to actually start off with it a little bit less wide than I want, just so that I can get used to it. Okay, do this first. Okay, that's going to work out fine. Now, what's neat about this is you can offload some of this onto the board in front like this. When I get about 2 or 3 feet off the wall here, I want to take a 5 or 6 inch spatula like this, very gently go over the beads, because remember, I want to keep these beads in only one layer. Okay, this will help even them out. Don't use any pressure at all, just ensure that the beads are all laying down in one single layer. Okay, so now we'll see how this looks when it dries. You want to make sure you clean off your tools right away. Remove any masking tape in the corners and stuff, because you don't want the gel to dry on the masking tape. So remove it and retape before you do any more work. I'm going to push the glass bead gel through a stencil to create a dimensional finish. The stencil I'm using is a stylized chrysanthemum. I'll actually color up some of the glass bead gel for the flowers and use the clear glass bead gel for the leaves. I'm going to color it up very slightly using a color called Sizzle, which is a golden Paintworks color. It only takes a few drops. You can see I didn't color it up very much, but the color will become stronger as the glass bead gel clarifies as it dries. The base color here is a color called Silver, again by Golden Paintworks. The tools I'll be using to apply this, especially, well, for the leaves along here, I'm going to use a 1.5 inch spatula. For the rest of it, I'm going to use a plastic trowel. The best tool to use to apply glass bead gel through a stencil is actually something called a color shaper, which is available at most art stores. I would say a 2 or 3 inch wide one. Yeah, I think we can get started. First, the clear. Okay. Okay, and now for the colored glass bead gel. I'm going to use the same tool here just to get in some of these smaller areas. I think I have a little bit more control with it. And switch over to the plastic trowel here, this one here. Okay, flatten it out. Okay, and done. You want to make sure you clean off the stencil right away. One of the best ways to clean off a stencil is to put it on some brown paper like this. If you want to, save as much as you can, go ahead and just scrape it off like this. Put it back into the container, then take off the pink. This takes it off pretty clean, and then you can actually just go ahead and use the stencil right away again. Okay, it's pretty clean on the other side. If you're not going to use it anymore, you want to clean this right away, which includes all your tools. I'd like to show you what the regular glass bead gel looks like when it's just brushed onto a surface. Now the brush I used for this was again just a 4-inch chip brush. I find that any size brush will work just fine, although a China bristle or a hog bristle brush seems to work the best. Now I applied it floor to ceiling in stripes, and I finished it off in one direction like this, making sure I cover 100% of the surface with some kind of gel. Now the glass beads themselves, when you're applying it, have a tendency to gather into these irregular patches like this, and when it dries out, it makes for a beautiful asymmetric finish. Sometimes it's nice to be able to modify the working properties of the glass bead gel to suit a particular job or purpose. For example, if you're working on a tall wall, you want to slow down the drying time of the glass bead gel so you can work from patch to patch without it tacking up on you. We have a compatible product called sheer glazing medium, which you can use as a retarder in the glass bead gel to slow down or retard the drying time. Now, you can add up to 15% of the glazing medium to glass bead gel when you're working over a very dark color like this, or if you're working over a light color, you can add up to 25% of the glazing medium into the glass bead gel without adversely affecting the look. Another product we have that's compatible with the glass bead gel is glazing gel from Paintworks. Now, sometimes when you add a lot of metallic powder or mica powder into the glass bead gel, it loses some of its transparency. Now you can add in some of the glazing gel up to 50% with the glass bead gel, and that'll help stretch it out and bring back any of the lost transparencies. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video tutorial on the glass bead gels from Paintworks, and hope that you get a chance to work with this pretty cool product sometime in the near future. Thanks for watching.